Hey everyone, this is Mike, and I'm here with Isaac,
Hello.
and we're here to talk about some video games. More specifically, we're here to talk about Gamescom, as Gamescom opening night live just happened from the time of this recording, and it was actually pretty cool. I mean, it had a lot of very, very interesting announcements here and there, and yeah, it's the second biggest gaming event of the year, and they surely delivered with a lot of cool announcements.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. Honestly, it was actually a really good show, and I had the opportunity to sit down and watch it live, like you did as well. And no, honestly, there were some very good games. Honestly, that were showed for the first night. And usually, with a lot of fans out there who were also watching it, a lot of them would sit there and complain that it wasn't a lot of the games that they were looking forward to. But I don't think that takes away the fact that it was a very good show, and even through most of the chats and stuff like that. So no, I was very impressed. Very
Mhm.
impressed with a lot of games too. Even though there's the games that I wouldn't play, I think overall it's a really good display.
Yeah, I would totally agree so as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, one of starting off the whole like showcase, one of the first things they actually decided to show off was a game from Hoyoverse. You know, the guys that are known for like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, and some other games. Yeah, apparently they are working on this kind of epic Western fantasy, high fantasy style action co-op RPG that has like a very like, Dark Souls or Elden Ring like energy to it. And this seems like the gameplay, the core gameplay seems to be like very similar to like Monster Hunter, where you're fighting big beasts and you're trying your best to like, attack their weak spots, and maybe like, like focusing on different like attack patterns and stuff like that. It looks really good. I would definitely say it looks very, very, very interesting and very impressive. Yeah, it's not usually what they're like, into, like not what they're known for, but this is a huge change of pace for Hoyoverse, I would say. So like, I'm
Yeah,
really
I'm actually
excited.
quite surprised when they opened it up with that particular game too, because normally anybody knows Hoyo versus mostly for Genshin Impact. They're and Honkai Star Rail being their two more bigger games. Right now, we're also big fans of playing Zenless OZ. So the fact they're kind of going into this mode either tells me this is kind of like you said, either the next evolution. Because I think one of the ththings I was thinking about that is this actually going to be like a retail purchase game, or is this going to be free to play? By the way that they presented this game out.
Yeah, I do believe it might be an actual like full retail game and not a free to play game.
Yeah.
Mostly because I feel like they're taking a book
Mm-hmm.
from Shift Up. That's the company known for making Stellar Blade, but they're also known for a very, very popular gotcha game called Nikkei Goddess of Victory, which is basically a 2D anime cover shooter. It's
Actually, yeah, that's a good pull. Yeah.
yeah, that's also a very popular game. So because
Mm-hmm.
they absolutely took the amount of the revenue and profit they earned off of Nikkei Goddess of Victory, and they put that into Stellar Blade. So I'm feeling like Hoyoverse is probably doing the same exact thing with this game, this Nodus Fall game,
Mm-hmm.
and probably going to make a it's probably going to be a full on retail game, which is awesome. Even if it isn't, it still looks like a very interesting co-op adventure game, co-op RPG experience. I'm definitely going to give it a try when it comes out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And what was next that got announced?
One of the games that actually pulling it up. Actually, we'll talk about this. We actually got some more clips of E Day from Gears of War with Microsoft. Honestly, that a little bit more gameplay for that, which honestly shows. Um, we got to see Marcus and Dominic back together again, along with two new characters with the gameplay. So honestly, it's looking very good again. Um, Not the biggest Gears of War fan at the moment, though, but
Mm-hmm,
from
me
the things
neither.
that they're showing right now, no, honestly, looks cinematically looks good. It gives you that old school feel that, like they said, they've been trying to achieve for a very long time for this game. So no, it looks really really good, and for people that played Gears of War back in the day, honestly, it should be a real good treat. You know,
Mm-hmm.
a nice little reset for the franchise, hopefully moving forward. So
Very much so. And now, Ananta finally has a release date, which the game that's my most anticipated game right now. Basically, everyone's calling it Anime GTA, and it pretty much is Anime GTA with how the game is structured, how you play different characters, you switch between them, and like play. You get to see how their lives play out because each character has their own unique play style, their own unique daily routine, their own profession, their own different lives. And yeah, it's a game that looks pretty impressive because it has all so many different elements, like just like combat that's like very similar to like a Sleeping Dogs, or like it also has swinging, similar to Spider Man. Also, you can also drive cars. You can do all sorts of different activities. Again, it just looks very, very like cool and impressive.
I just think sometimes the more that when I saw this trailer, it really what I've got was it feels like a game that's kind of parodying video games and just pop culture in general. Like if you paid attention to certain scenes, you notice that they were doing a lot of gift scenes. Like the gentleman that was holding his glass, that's a gift scene from The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio, or the fact that the main character gets you know killed on the crevice. Like that's a Dragon Ball Z meme. I've noticed that it seems like not only are they diving deep into game mechanics from every other game that you've played, but also just seems like they're just kind of hitting all these other pop culture references in general. So it seems like this is a game that's really I, I, it really feels like the ultimate is this game from China, right?
Yeah,
It
it's from
Chinese?
China.
Yeah, this feels like the ultimate Chinese game, parody game, that's going to be making its way next year in terms of knowing what China is, in terms of just literally just like taking bits and pieces and not taking parodies and kind of not being ashamed of it. Yeah, like moving forward, this feels like it's the ultimate game that's doing that. So um, but yeah, that's my take on it.
I mean,
Pretty
I
much on
won't.
that.
Well, I get what you're coming from, but I don't want to say that being having references makes it like a parody. I just think it's a game that's obviously trying to like appeal to the Western audience, because obviously when you have a Chinese game studio and
Mm-hmm.
trying to actually like work outside, making a game outside of like their own territory, they obviously got to have something to like say that we like we're paying attention to what's
Yeah,
going
I
around.
guess, but a
I th-
lot of them do feel like again,
like I get
even in this
and I
video,
get
it feels very blatant in what they're doing
I
right
get
now off the bat. So,
mm,
listen, again, what 17 million people are looking forward to the game. So, who am I to judge? It just it's
and I
very it's very tongue in cheek and very a little bit
yeah,
blatant,
and
but with
that's
Chinese
fine.
style to it.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
you
I just
know,
feel that the word parody is just not the right word to use.
slightly parody.
And then it's again,
Listen,
it's
17 million people are buying the game. Are going to be
again,
well.
I'm
It's
not
it's free. So
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that because like it's no more or less a parody of like GTA. Because again, it's obviously biting off GTA, and that's the
this
whole
little
point.
Spider-Man, little
That's the whole.
little gifts, little combats from other games as well too. But it's coming out July 17th, so it's pretty good.
But regardless, the other game that I got a little bit of a show, a resurgence. Or like I can't even say it's a resurgence. The game came out a couple of months ago. It's Crimson Desert is getting an enhanced update, which I think is really really cool because
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's a game I've been keeping my eye on for quite some time. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, just because been kind of been waiting to see how development for the game will go, and I've actually been kind of hoping that they will pull that the developers
Mhm.
Pearl Abyss will pull the trigger on giving the game a multiplayer mode, because I think this game would be so awesome with multiplayer. And I know they think that this game would be really cool with multiplayer as well,
Mhm.
because they initially the game didn't the games actually started off as like an MMO, a sequel to Black Desert Online. And then they decided, okay, like right now the MMO genre really isn't doing well right now. So let's turn it into a single player game. And yeah, obviously the game did very well financially. A lot of people played it. And
Mhm.
now they're actually re-examining the idea to try and include some form of multiplayer into the game based on like, user feedback. So,
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have much to say about this game. It looks pretty cool. Visually, you know, again, not really my cup of tea in gaming though, but visually it looks really impressive. Like you said, with all the kind of moves and combat that you can do, and I think you even sat down and talked about it too because of how within the combat, they really kind of allow you to be free flowing
yeah,
to
they
be able
call
to
it
almost customize your style a little bit
yeah,
as well.
they call it they describe it as a combat sandbox, where it's a game where you can fight however you want. There's no wrong way to make your character. Like,
Hmm.
there's three characters. I forget. I know the main character is Cliff, and then there's another character called like Unga, I believe his name, and there's another like a female warrior. But you
Hmm.
can make them fight all sorts of different ways. If you want to be like a traditional swordsman, you can. If you want to be a wizard, you can. If you
Yeah.
want to use wrestling moves and hit like an eldritch being with an RKO, you can. It's a really like open combat system, and it really allows you to get really creative with how you fight. I saw some really silly videos where
Hmm.
like one player just fought using bees, where he literally just like opens a bunch of beehives, just lets them attack the enemy while
Hmm.
he's wearing a beekeeper suit, so he doesn't get damaged by the bees.
Oh,
But
really? It's
he
that kind of
yeah
detailed like that.
and he just lets the bees do. He just dodges the enemy attacks and just lets the bees do all the work. It's hilarious. It's a really really cool combat system.
Not bad. Not bad.
But other than that, I guess the other big game that I know he wanted that he was like my brother was looking forward to, Mega Man, new Mega Man.
Yeah, no. I'm really impressed what Capcom has been doing lately. The fact that they are really focused on bringing back another Mega Man game. It feels like it's been for such a long time, to be able to kind of see the Blue Bomber kind of back in this kind of style of gaming, maybe since the days of maybe the X series. But no, it's been really really cool. The fact that we're going to get another X-Men platformer, and with new abilities, new level designs, the classic hardcore level designs I remember back in the 90s. So, and it's kind of also like in a pretty impressive nod to what Capcom is doing right now. Because I remember back in the day, um, Capcom made you remember that survey they did in terms of
Yeah, the
what fans,
Capcom Super Server, whatever it was called. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember.
where people had been interested in getting games and what games that people were interested in seeing, and usually when they do those surveys, um, they probably you really don't take them to heart because you don't know if those executives or those developers actually really care about it. They'll just do it just to kind of please the fans, but over the last couple of years, between what they've been doing with Resident Evil and Street Fighter, and even now bringing this back, Capcom has been kind of really working their magic and trying to bring a lot of games. And it was Omi wow wow,
Okami,
not Okami,
what game? Maybe it's
Onimusha.
Onimusha. Okay, I
Onimusha right
gotcha.
now, which just not only did they drop the demo's been out, but they actually updated the demo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was I think it was a couple new gameplay features right now. So, Capcom's been really on their game right now in terms
Mhm.
of really updating their IPs and stuff like that. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I totally get you. Yeah, another game that finally got like another re-showing. Showa American Story. This is like an absurd. Like a lot of people call this like, I guess, Chinese dead. What is it? What's that one zombie game? From Capcom. It was like the Frank West.
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising. Yeah, basically a lot of people are calling this Chinese Dead Rising, even though it's very Japanese thing because it's based in Showa. It's a mix between like I mean like the 80s and Showa era Japan. Yeah, it's completely absurd where you play as some girl that basically was in a coma and is awakening to a crazy new zombie filled world and trying to, I guess, find out like her amnesia, like who she really is and stuff like that, and uncovering a mystery of why why America was annexed by Japan. And again, this is a game made by Chinese people. It's the most absurd thing ever. It's absolutely the most absurd thing ever. And I know a lot of people, and people are so much. People have in the comment section of these games saying this game is going to be the key to world peace. Because I actually, if you go into the comment section of the Japanese, like some of the comment section, you will see comments from Japanese people, Russian people, Chinese people, Filipino people saying this game looks absurd. I want to play it. And even one Japanese person said, "Yeah, isn't it kind of like absurd that this game that a bunch of like Americans, Chinese, and Japanese people are all getting along in the comment section right now over this game?"
I always feel like when another country makes a game portraying us, this is how they see us in the weirdest of light in situations like that. And when I heard about that, I was like, really? That's coming out though? But I guess that's not weird. I guess that's honestly not weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a tongue. This is a parody. This is absolutely
like,
a parody,
tongue in cheek.
Mm-hmm.
I guess on Western society, I guess
Western and Japanese society all mixed together. It's just like, again, it's what happened if this is what would happen if America lost the trade war to Japan. And exactly, it would be this game, and it's hilarious, and I'm absolutely looking forward to it, 100%.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the other game that I know, like some people, I kind of have like mixed opinions on this, the new Crazy Taxi game, mostly because I guess some people saying that it looks too uninspired compared to like past Crazy Taxis, and I get it. It's just like they want to have a multiplayer game because this is like coming off the remnants of Sega wanting to make a crap ton of whatchamacallit, a crap ton of live service games. I don't think this is gonna be a live service game anymore, but again, a lot of people are just like, I don't know. The people are just iffy about this game. And
I don't really understand what they're trying to accomplish with Crazy Taxi, honestly, when they come out. Like, it's kind of funny, too, and how I sat down and praised Capcom for really understanding their IP collection and really trying to bring it back. I feel like Sega's doing the complete opposite right now and not really figuring out how to bring a lot of these old titles back. Now, other than the fact that out of all the major bigger titles right now is Virtua Fighter, Crossworlds, which is constantly being developed and be released next year.
I mean, Virtua Fighter, you said like Virtua Fighter Crosswords,
yeah. But other than that, after every game that they showed us right now, we still don't have any information exactly what they're doing with Jet Set Radio. But from what people are telling me, that game's still in the development
hell issue.
Which right now, there's already been word that they've probably already canceled Streets of Rage 4.
I mean, there was already Streets of Rage 4.
I was thinking, okay, I'm sorry, then Streets of Rage 5. I guess it's going to be Streets of Rage 5 then, which, there's been a lot of rumblings and things that I've been hearing about was a lot of these games that they were supposed to work on. We heard nothing about Golden Axe other than the fact that they're going to either they shifted from a video game or they decided, hey, we're just gonna go this television route right now, which kind of threw everybody off.
Like a lot of people are not happy about the Golden Axe show.
Yeah, which I mean, okay, but it's not what people are expecting. So, yeah, I really don't. When it comes to Crazy Taxi, I really don't know exactly what they want to do with this. Like, maybe in my mind, I was kind of thinking of maybe like, hey, it is there going to even be a story mode into this, or just kind of like an arcade style?
They have a hint of a story mode. It seems like it's like the old Crazy Taxi drivers are basically going to go up against
Uber drivers,
basic Uber Lyft drivers,
and try to save it. Okay,
save their business, yeah.
Okay, that makes kind of sense if they're bringing it back, kind of like that. But other than that, then. Yeah, it is kind of tough to sit down and balance out the crazy arcade style, but try to bring it more into 2026. I'm still looking forward to it because I think they're doing sign up for a beta test right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a try for sure.
Yeah, so
yeah, I mean, again, so many of these games, I'm kind of just right now just kind of going through the list. Again, there's a whole bunch I skipped because I'm kind of just getting through it. But yeah, another game that actually caught my attention was Zoo Punk. Basically, like just the main character, I keep describing it as like Star Fox if Peppy Hare was in his prime. Basically, but obviously it looks like a very interesting hack and slash. I think the coolest feature about the game is that all of your you have a small team of like warriors on your side and you're all fighting together, and it seems like you can obviously switch between them in mid combat, which I think is really cool. And obviously the whole it's like, I guess I can't even say it's like steampunk or cyberpunk. I guess I can't even say like what kind of, I guess it would be more leaning towards cyberpunk, obviously with animal characters. I think it looks pretty cool, but
I think it's just like a high fantasy. I think we could just stick it close to a very high fantasy game right now, which looks quite interesting with the 3-player system. Is it going to play like a little bit like Kingdom Hearts or like maybe Final Fantasy?
Yeah, I think more like the Final, like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy, like the modern, like the remake Final Fantasy, like that kind of combat system. I think it's definitely not going to be like on the level of like, it's not going to be the style of like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry or those character action games. Definitely not.
Yeah,
and at least it's not like, and it's definitely not Souls like. It definitely doesn't look like it plays like a Souls like, so that's good.
Yeah,
I'm not really into Souls likes.
No, totally sits out and makes other sense. Other than that, other games too. You know what? The announcement of Turok was a really interesting game too. That was shown at.
It was a lot earlier. It was a lot earlier in the showcase.
I just remembered that they showed Turok 2 a little bit late, which was really, really interesting too. I mean, even if you don't even find it,
I will find it. Yeah,
but it was like really no, I it was just kind of it was kind of dope to kind of just see that game and that style come back again. Because again, Torque was mentioned a couple of months back. Well, not like a couple of years back, right? I think when it was.
I can't honestly. I can't forget how a certain Swedish streamer reacted to this reveal for Torque because I don't want to bring up another person, but again, the reason why that person was so upset because it looks not like Turok. He's not at least the Turok that he grew up with. Yeah, definitely more like leaning to cyber like netic stuff.
I would almost say it feels like it's leaning a little bit more like Gears of War ish. It has a little bit of a Gears of War ish feel to it. With that's what I was a little bit of I was gonna say Mass Effect, but not even close to that. But that's kind of what I felt like when I saw the trailer a little bit with it. that drop though. But it is kind of cool though when it was Torok too, because you're getting 3 different characters, and it things like with these characters you're gonna get unique powers, and all of them will have different features and stuff like that too. And it also seems like you're going between first person, third person mode through the game, which I thought was pretty which was kind of interesting. See how that's going to play out. But it's cool to see Torok Origins make its way back, and hopefully maybe introduces a brand new sector of people that would want to play the Torok game. So, and I always remember the old games too, because they always had a lot of guns too. I don't know, like they had multiple set of
you could
guns
have
too.
like a whole bunch of guns, which is obviously really cool.
Yeah, it's sad.
Finally, like Roco Kingdom. If again, this is a game that I talked about before, and this game is basically China's Pokemon. Like, like I know a lot of people are all about over like Power World and stuff like that, but this game is literally China's Pokemon. It is very big. Like the Roco, apparently the Roco series is very big over there,
Wow.
and this game basically getting an English release, I think is also going to be pretty big. And again, it's this is going to another game that's going to bite into Nintendo's market share. I at least I believe so, especially considering it does everything that Pokemon does, but it's also online with a persistent world, or at the very least like lobbies that you can interact with, interact with other players. You can see talk to other trainers directly in a small town. You can customize your character. You can chat with them before you head out into the world. You can do all sorts of co-op.
Wow, it's really robust.
And again, it's really just another game that basically shows why hasn't Pokemon done this already. That's the whole point. I know. Will this game be popular? Will this game be good? I have no clue. The point is that I'm trying to make is that, again, it really shows how far Nintendo has fallen in terms of trying to keep their franchise relevant. And like they should be at the top, but other people are biting into their market.
Yeah. And even Microsoft announced, well, no, it's going to be under that Amiibo
game. Yeah.
Yes, that game that's also going to sit down and bite into the market too as well. So yeah, you're going to have a lot of these Monster Hunter games that are going to be caught, and instead of learning from a lot of these games, it seems like, and maybe I think they understand that they haven't. I don't want to say they're cooked, but they have not worked hard enough to build Pokemon back to being that reverent, game series that it once was. And they're kind of letting people come into the spot and take the same elements and work them into it, make them a lot more better right now. So yeah, Nintendo's I've spoke about my issues with Nintendo for over the years though, but right now they're kind of, it looks like they're now getting into a situation where Pokemon might be in trouble right now in terms of fanfare and how they're moving and representing things at the moment. So yeah, no, I agree. With a game like that, it looks really cool. Looks very robust for sure. So
I guess go through a few more games.
Yeah.
Any particular interest in Final Fantasy VII Revelation?
I'm not hating on this trilogy. We've talked about how we felt about this rebranding of the whole trilogy.
Again, I know what you're gonna say. Like, again, the original is still there.
Yes.
Like, it's always going to be there for you if you don't like this new style of game. And I totally get that. And this is a different take on like the old story. And I get why they want to, change the story up to like, subvert expectations, because I get it. We don't want to, what's the point of just telling the same story again, right? Yeah. Like I get it. They wanted to change it up because they don't want to tell the same story.
I think too, at the same time, I think people don't really, I don't want to say people don't really play turn-based RPGs, but but yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at. I think it's really just the fact that a lot of people just don't play the turn-based RPG style as much, or a younger generation doesn't really
Mm-hmm.
play with that, unfortunately, at the moment.
Actually,
So
I think the younger generation can absolutely enjoy it. You definitely just have to dress it up, or at least give it something new, some new spice to it. Because I could also, ironic, I could also bring up like Claire Obscure, like Expedition
I
33
was about to,
that worked,
yeah,
and another
I was
popular
about to bring
game.
that
One
up. Yeah,
the most another good example is a game called Look Outside. It's
mm-hmm.
an indie game that is a very, very, very deep like
Turn-based.
turn-based RPG. And
Okay.
it's a horror. It's also like about like body horror. Like I know a lot of people are not into body horror. I have played it. I have the game. It's actually a very deep game where every single one of your choices matter. There are
Okay.
like multiple endings, a ton of endings. I think that the developer, like Frankie Picture Show, I believe that's his name,
Mm-hmm.
is still adding content to the game. He's still adding new endings to the game.
Okay.
It's like, again, the amount of like the choices that you have in a game is staggering, and it's a very, very fun and inventive RPG. And of course, one of the most popular RPG turn-based RPGs out there. Technically, well, it's a mix of turn-based as well as like shoot 'em up. Undertale slash Deltarune. It's also
Yeah.
another popular
I
turn-based
think
game.
the issue though is a lot of those games that you sit down and mention, they felt they kind of felt very niche. Like it built up like a fan following over the years when people talked about it, but to me, I'm thinking about your classic, you know, like Expedition 33 in the same realm.
Mm-hmm.
You're very classic. You're very classic.
The turn-based
Turn-based
RPG.
RPG, and again, I think Final Fantasy. I think the
Final Fantasy
Square
7,
Enix
yeah,
started to lean more into
to
the Kingdom Hearts style of action game,
Mm-hmm.
with RPG like elements attached to it, and then you kind of saw that trickle down into the Final Fantasy series moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where they moved. They that's where they pushed the
Yeah,
franchise
just like
into that direction.
because says like I was gonna mention Final Fantasy 16
Mhm.
was basically just Devil May Cry. The
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16 was basically just Devil May Cry at that point. It
Yeah.
even had the same kind of like launchers and air combos and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I love me some Devil May Cry, but it's just not what Final Fantasy was known for. And just
Yeah.
to go into this action game route, I think they should try to go back to turn based is what like Final Fantasy is known for. And it's
Yeah,
just like,
if that's the case, it's going to be more in the lines of a tactics or maybe an offshoot of Final Fantasy, because usually that's what um, Square Enix tends to do, those offshoot Final Fantasy games,
mm-hmm.
still kind of in the same world but different universes and stuff like that.
Very
That's
much
probably the
so.
only way that you're gonna probably go back to the turn
I
based
mean,
roots.
they are doing turn based in other ways. There's that Resonance Final Fantasy game, which is a recreation of a Final Fantasy gotcha game that got shut down.
There you go.
That they're deciding to bring it back with like 2D pixel sprites.
I did see
and,
that.
like,
That actually looks quite pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because they wanted to like. I guess they wanted to do like a love letter to their classic turn-based RPG, but
They're throwback to like the first one,
and
2,
and
3.
obviously, as I think that was a good call, the whole Resonance Final Fantasy game, as a way to obviously bring back an old gotcha game that's no longer playable, and as a way to give the people who loved classic turn-based like Final Fantasy, the fans of those classic Final Fantasy games, give them a bone to to chew on.
Yeah.
But on the last thing I did want to get into is the Witcher. The Witcher, after so many years, after like well over like a decade, is getting a new update, like an enhanced update.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. It's just freaking crazy.
Yeah.
And it's not a small update. It's practically a brand new, almost an entirely new game, which is pretty crazy.
And they're giving it to you for free.
Absolutely free.
Crazy part about that.
If you own the original game,
You get
on any platform, I believe. Like, look at that. Let's look at all that stuff. Like, look at all that stuff. It's and the expansions, which is freaking great.
Yeah.
Well, I think, or at least just 2 expansions, but regardless. I think this is a crazy like thing to announce, especially considering that CD Projekt Red has recently abandoned their Red engine.
Yeah.
So the fact that they are still working, they're still using the Red engine to work on this game is pretty freaking crazy.
Yeah, no. When I heard about that and when I was watching that, I was like, dude, so wait, we're gonna get not only new cutscenes, new animations. We're gonna revamp the gameplay style. We're gonna bring new fighting to the style. We're gonna bring new. We're gonna actually give you new settings to update your graphics, to adjust it one by one. Better voice features, better controlling. Better actually to be able to update the graphics a little bit, so it's better 1 to 2, which I thought was really impressive too.
Yeah, we get it. Yeah, it's just like an entire overhaul.
It really is, and I think it's a really cool overhaul to hold people down leading into The Witcher 4.
Yeah, that's basically the point.
Yeah,
because the game is also again getting another its own new expansion, which is I believe like Songs of the Past. I believe it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, Songs of the Past. That's
and to kind of give shout out to CD Projekt Red, they arguably could have charged this $30-$40 if they wanted to, and by doing so, you would have greatly paid for that.
They really wouldn't have mind.
But the fact that they're going to give this out for free, and if you already own this game already.
Not the expansion, but the enhanced version. Yeah.
Didn't they say as long as you own it, it's going to automatically update to that?
Yes. Yeah. The expansion. But but I also going talking about the Songs of the Past like expansion. Or at least that's what I'm looking at right now.
I think they said you get all of it. I think as long as you've bought it, I'm pretty sure you get all of that, including the expansions.
You get 2 expansions. Songs of the Past it's on its own because otherwise you wouldn't have to wishlist it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Songs of the Past is going to be an expansion you still have to buy. It's just the enhanced version you get 2.
Those are 2 you get free.
Past expansions.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
but yeah, that was again more or less Gamescom ONL. Again, obviously we skipped a lot of games, but because we didn't want to try to talk, like you didn't want to shove all of those games into this showcase, and obviously we want to be a little bit more respectful of your time. But there's a lot of cool games that got announced, and I'm definitely looking forward to a whole lot of them.
But before we close out, are you
what
Stranger Than Heaven?
I don't think that got announced here. I don't think
it's already been announced. So you think we'll get more gameplay announcement, but I'm guessing they're going to hold that off.
Tokyo Game Show. There was no new details of Stranger Than Heaven at Gamescom, but Tokyo Game Show most likely.
That's that's what I thought was a little shocking. No real Sony presence.
I mean, there's some Sony games that were there, but but not like a freaking like
nothing like Sony exclusive.
Yeah, nah.
Right now, at the moment, kind of a little bit quiet at the moment.
It is what it is. Again, I'm not a big Sony guy these days, but yeah. But regardless. What did you think about Gamescom ONL? What games were you interested at the whole showcase? What games are you not interested? Do you just not care about these games? Whatever. Let us know. And if you like what we do here, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm Mike with Isaac, and we are saying peace.